Good morning, dear students. So now today's topic of the transformer, phasor diagram and equivalent circuit. So let us revise previous study of the transformer. So we have already covered the introduction of the transformer, that it works on the electromagnetic induction. We have already discussed this. Okay. And this is the primary winding, this is the secondary winding here, and it can be used for the study purpose. This is the magnetizing current. If no load is there, this current is known as the magnetizing current if core loss is neglected. So in this case, V1 I1 is equals to V2 I2. So here we have already discussed the two types of the construction of the transformer. The upper one is this is the core type transformer, and this is the shell type transformer. So in this core type transformer, one window is there. In the shell type transformer, two windows are there. Here the winding is like this, radially bound. The outer one is the high voltage and inner one is the low voltage, because it is easy to the for the insulation purpose. And here sandwiched winding is there. Okay. And one important point is also there, that this upper one is the core type transformer, is generally used for the larger higher rating transformer like the power transformer, colony transformer, whereas the lower side of this transformer, this is the shell type transformer, is used for the purpose of the electronics or lower side purpose. Now come to the EMF equation. We have already derived that EMF depends upon the number of turns, because frequency and flux remains same. Flux depend upon the voltage. So if voltage remains same of the primary, then flux will remain same. So it depends upon the number of turns of the primary and secondary winding. So here this EMF E1 E2 is equals to N1 N2, like this. Here we have already proved, and we have already done this. Now come to this today's chapter. Is first we see the transformer current of the different at no load is there. So if load is not there, only I0 current will flow. It is known as the no load component, no load current. And no load current serve for two purpose. One, in this no load is no load is expanded in the to magnetize the current. Another work of this no load current to provide the core loss. So it has two components. One is the core loss component, other is the magnetizing component. Magnetizing component means it is known as the magnetizing current to magnetize the transformer core, whereas IC is the core loss component of current, where it provides the it is designed for the it is meant for the core loss component. Now if load is there, so if load is connected in the secondary side, its equivalent current or equivalent current referred in the primary side, so it is known as the I2 dash. So just like as the voltage, if voltage V1 is stepped up by the n times, so the current is reduced n time in the secondary. So if the secondary current is n time, then in respect of the primary, it would be 1 by n time. So it is, that's why I2 dash means, if secondary I2 is the secondary current, then what is the this current after transformation in primary, it is known as the I2 dash. So we'll add these because I not flowing in the primary, so we have to convert this secondary current into the primary. It is known as the required quantity. We will discuss in next page. So the vector sum of I naught and I2 dash will give the I1. So now what is the vector relationship between these all currents? What is the relation IC, IM, I0, I2 dash, I1? So for this purpose we have the phasor diagram. So phasor diagram is to establish the relations between the voltage and current in the different parts of the transformer. Okay, and I'm at no load. So at no load, let the secondary current is 0. So only primary current will flow. And now let us this primary current establish the core flux phi. So phi will take the common, and the current required to establish this flux phi is known as the magnetizing current, Im. So first we will draw the flux phi. Second we will draw the Im because it is in phase with the phi. Im magnetizing current and phi always in phase, as we have discussed in the first lecture, previous lectures videos. And now the third one, what we know from the previous relations, that we have already established the relation between the phasor relation between the flux and induced EMF. Due to that changing in flux, a EMF is induced, and that EMF induced is lagging by 90 degree. So third one in the primary, also in the secondary. So E1 E2 is like this. So it is the third one like this. Then come to the then what we have another relation. So now we know that E and V is opposite, 180 degrees. So it is we'll draw the fourth one, V1, phasor of V1, and we know that the IC is in phase of the V1 because in the resistive current is always in phase with the voltage, and IC is a type of the resistive current because it is modeled, or it is mean for the core loss. So we'll draw it as 5. Now the phasor sum of the as the previous slide we have discussed that phasor sum of the IC core loss component and the magnetizing component give the no load current. So the resultant phasor is I naught. So this phasor we can say it is 6-1. So total number of phasors, all these 6 has been drawn like this, has been set up. Now come to the point that I naught square is equals to the Im square plus IC square. Okay, so I naught is equals to, from this video, the IC is equals to I naught into cos phi naught, and core loss is equals to V1 and IC. And discuss the phasor diagram at load. So there is a very little change in this. If at the load, if load current is there, then the same procedure will do here. The first we'll draw the flux phi, then we'll draw the same is there Im. Here we should have the Im and IC, and the resultant Im is here E1 E2 and V1, and IC here, and the resultant is I naught. The up to here the procedure is same. Now the extra thing is the current I2. Let us neglect the winding drop. So the secondary current have the phasor relation or phase angle phi 2 with the voltage V2. So if this voltage is V2, the secondary voltage we can have here with this E2 is equals to V2 because we neglect the winding losses. So this is drawn in the secondary side, and it reflects the current I2 dash in the primary side. And we know that the I2 and I2 dash has some I2 dash is here and I2 is here. It has the relation the I2 dash into N1, because I2 dash flows in the primary side. It is the primary side. So I2 dash into N1 is equals to I2 into N2. As we know that the I1 N1 is equals to I2 N2. So I1, instead of the I1, we have drawn the I2 dash.